Ratan Sharda ji is joining us, but let us look at what the rule book says. That is the FSSAI. What does the FSSAI say about slaughtering? Because the FSSAI, in its detailed guidelines, has got certain norms which have been mentioned, where they say that meat which is made by a jhatka process or slaughtering by a jhatka, halal or kosher, they have guidelines. One of the aspects is stunning the animal.
So here it very clearly mentions, this is for our viewers as well, it stays stunning before slaughter should be mandatory. Now the process of halal is absolutely opposite.
So you cannot do halal if you stun the animal and then follow the process. If there is a claim that an abattoir uses the process of halal, but it actually stuns the animal is unconscious, and then they bleed it out.
No, it is not the process of halal then.
Okay.
A live animal is slit. The throat of the live animal is slit first, and then you allow that animal to bleed, and it's basically that animal is not stunned till that point of time. In fact, the process of stunning is not a part of halal.
So you are saying the process of stunning is not a part of halal.
So here, but the FSSAI says that stunning of animal is a must. It's mandatory, and every slaughterhouse in India, I can say, almost all slaughterhouses in India are following the halal process. They are not stunning the animal, and this is basically cruelty against animals.
So you are saying that these abattoirs are currently under those who follow the halal process, and so what about those who want to consume jhatka? What about those abattoirs?
You don't have a choice. I have list of all butcheries.
Which do kosher or jhatka?
See, I have a list of approved Indian abattoirs, meat processing plants, which are approved by FSSAI.
Approved by FSSAI.
Okay, now these are around 56 we have in our hand.
Okay.
You show me one Hindu name in it.
Hindu or a non-Muslim name. So they are all of them are owned by Muslims, is what you're saying. This is the entire list that we have, all 56, and you are saying, so this is how the hegemony is being created. So they will control all the meat that goes into the Indian market now.
And all of them are following the halal process in violation of the FSSAI norms.
So the halal process in violation of the FSSAI norms.
Yes.
Let me ask Ratan Sharda ji. Ratan Sharda ji, if I remember correctly, you have a Punjab connection, and if I remember correctly, Sikhs do not have halal. They consume jhatka meat. And also there has been objection raised by Christians also, because they say, why should we have something which is being ratified by another religion, under the process of another religion?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for putting the entire debate in a correct perspective. So far, what has happened, that this debate has been clouded by communalism, clouded by religious animosity, etc., etc. See, the halal business came as a religious dogma of Muslims, and nobody objected to that. For years, they had their halal, nobody objected. Since last few years, it is creeping of this halal business into every other business, which is nothing but expanding the scope of economic hegemony. Now, how does it happen? It's not just India that is facing it. I'll give you some figures. In South Africa, there are just 1.8% Muslims. They control 80 to 90% of halal certified food, which is being sold in South Africa, which values at 3.2 billion US dollars. Imagine the control over the economy. If you go to UK, 51% lamb, 31% chicken, 7% beef is controlled by a halal business, which is just 4.3% of Muslim population. Same is being sought to be done in India. So from purely a food business, what has happened is it is complete Islamic food supply chain, which is sought to be imposed on people who do not believe in their religion or their faith or their way of cooking or eating, etc., etc. So as long as I get my choice, I have no problem. But if it's trying to take away the employment of large sections of people, SC, ST, Khateks, and butchers, etc., it's a dangerous thing. Coming to humanity, I saw a video where Nihang was telling why jhatka is so important for them, how they kill the animal without animal even realizing. So the pain is reduced to minimal. From there, we have moved to a situation where you don't even stun the animal because that is against halal. That is a humanitarian issue. I won't touch that, because for me the most important part is trying to monopolize the businesses, logistic business, steel, cement, etc. What is halal got to do with? Basically, halal is that you have to chant Bismillah, you have to have the face towards Makkah, etc. the employee, the packing, everything has to be Muslim. So now you understand why in the slow creeping
Correct.
Sharia,
So they are going
how
to
it
control
has
the
been
entire
coming in.
supply chain. So in the lure of trying to show to the world that you will get a quarter of the world's market, they are actually trying to control the entire supply chain of meat and trying to force their way of consuming meat on all those for whom it is actually haram to consume halal. So in the sense. And it's plain and simple. That's how they're doing. And you are saying that this is a huge racket. This is a big business. I'm just going to come back to Ashish and then Ratan Shardaji come back to you. How big is this business? What's the number that you can put on this business? You'll got to be shocked with this number, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll show that number. Before that, I want to bring certain thing to the notice of our viewers. Now, there is a very important organization named Agriculture and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority, APIDA.
APIDA.
Very important authority working directly under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry.
Correct.
Now, look at what they say. They say
is APIDA.
halal system of slaughter. All the animals are slaughtered by halal system under strict vigilance of Jamaat-e-Ulema-e-Hind as per the tenets of Islamic Sharia. The certificate of halal is issued by the representatives of Jamaat-e-Ulema-e-Hind under whose supervision the slaughter is conducted. Now, this is the government of India.
This is the government of India which is telling its people that all meat is currently being slaughtered in the halal format. This is an APIDA note.
This is an APIDA note working directly under the Ministry of Commerce. You can Google it and find it out.
Correct. So when was this issued?
We need to find out the date.
But this is in the
it's a
APIDA
normal
website.
research.
It is in the APIDA website.
It's in the APIDA
That the
website.
government of India right now, in its own unit on its website, it is said that the halal system of slaughter and it says all the animals are slaughtered. This is the halal system of slaughter is what has been adapted altogether. So you're denied Jhatka and kosher altogether. And are you saying that it is all under the halal system? That's the big question. Now let's look at the numbers. Why this is a hegemony?
Numbers are flabbergasting. It's mind-boggling. If you see the number and the target, this is the report from the Malaysian government. They have a Ministry of Economic Affairs, and they were looking at the entire business of halal. Would you believe it? In 2018, the size was $3.1 trillion, and they are targeting a $5 trillion economy by 2030.
$3.5 trillion is the global market. 3.1 right now. What we got to know was it is estimated anywhere between $2.5 trillion to $3 trillion. But this is the latest data that Ashish Merishi has been able to access. And it says that the whole global halal market right now stands at $3.1 trillion. And by 2030, they want to take it to $5 trillion. So $5 trillion economy is what we as India are aiming for by 2025, 2026. A $5 trillion global business of halal certification is what they are actually going to turn it around. This whole global halal market will be 5 trillion, of which, so imagine the earnings these people are going to make through certification.
One has to realize the fact, Anand, how much money is required for getting one product approved. There is a calculation that has been done, and it shows that around 14 lakh rupees is required for getting one approval.
So one product approval. So
product
it's not
approval.
one company. So let's say for the sake of taking an example, a savories manufacturer, a sweet manufacturer, a cosmetics manufacturer will have an array of at least 40 to 50 products, and for each product that they want to send to any of these 49 Islamic countries, they will have to pay on an average at least 14 lakh rupees.
There are multiple fees. For registration there are charges.
So
There
you've
is a
got that
label
also, you've
charges.
got
There
all-
is an audit fee.
So this is the fee. Yeah, read it out for our viewers.
So you have a registration fee. Registration fee per product is there. Then there is an audit fee of Mufti. There is a halal label printing fee, consignment certification fee. There are a number of fees that they charge you.
And the overall number is somewhere around 14,37,680.
So you're paying around 15 lakh rupees per product. So company like Haldiram or a cosmetic company, there are multiple products.
No, I'm saying at least 30 to 40 products in all of these companies that we've seen who are actually who are part of this list. Ratan Sharda ji. So if my product line has got at least 30 to 40 products, I have to pay for around 14 lakh rupees per product.